Hello, fellow travelers. Man, I'm looking at this background and it looks like I'm in hell. But no, it's a nice warm fire. Oh, it feels good. It's so cold today. Well, another down day in the market. Man, it's a big one. What do I have to say about it? Well, I can say that there are fires that have been stoked, fears that have been stoked. And I think that they come from a number of places, but principally something that the Fed has set up themselves. They have taken it upon themselves to be the arbiter of good economies, but I believe that they're actively working against this economy. There can be no other reason for it. There can be no other reason for substantial raising of interest rates through the last year. It makes no sense. So I want to show you one little graphic, then we'll get on to the madness of Bitcoin. The madness and the insanity of attachment to it, because that's what's happening. And we're going to examine that as well. We're going to look at the Bitcoin charts, and we'll see what that madness has brought upon you. Continued misery. Yet, I still get questions. Hey, Ernie, what do you think about this coin? What do you think about this project? Oh, you haven't looked at this one yet. This is really going to change your mind. I did watch a Hashgraph video yesterday that was released by Lehman Baird, the chief technologist of Hashgraph, explaining his Gossip of Gossip protocol, which all makes perfect sense and I think would be a wonderful alternative currency to Bitcoin, as it wouldn't exact a toll of unbelievable energy consumption. But do I think that it can work as well? If something could work, I mean, that would take away, with the great governance model, virtually no tax on people or the economy or on the environment with energy, and a fair consensus model. That makes sense. I mean, that sounds like what the original vision of a cryptocurrency should be, and still give us what we want. Freedom! Freedom! Anyways, let's get on to Powell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. First, we need to exit full screen mode. And we need to show you this spreadsheet that I maintained it for quite a long time. But most recently, I wanted to mark the performance of Fed Chair Powell. And so that's what I've done here. Now what this is this is two different yield curves in two different time periods, from two different time periods. All right. Now what I did was I started with the blue and I recorded it every day. And this is, as of yesterday, the interest rates. And now I think they may have changed just a little bit, but not too much. And so you can see in blue is the interest rates since February 5th. That was the day that Jerome Powell was nominated to the Fed. The day. And then today, or yesterday, or as of the close of yesterday, this is the yield curve that we see before us. All right, now you may not understand the total significance of this, so I'm going to educate you. We can see very clearly. Now, let me explain. What is the yield curve? And I've shown this before. You should be familiar with this if you're an investor. The yield curve is a plot of the current yields or interest rates of all these different treasuries of different denominations, or not denominations, but periods of maturity. All right, and so on the left-hand side, we go down as low as the 2-year, then the 5-year, 10-year, the 10 Ultra, the 30-year, and the 30 Ultra. The 10-year Ultra and the 30-year Ultra are kind of variants of the 10-year and the 30-year. They are longer on the curve, where the 10-year Ultra is somewhere between the 30 and the 10. All right, so it gives you a very fine-grained approach to interest and maturities of different treasury products. And then that's plotted against the current yield that is being paid out by those treasuries. I'm on the line.
Oh, shoot. Did you find the gloves?
What do you need?
The gloves? Did you find them?
Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. And so on the left-hand side, this y-axis, you can see the yields. Now, these translate directly to our economy and the cost of money and the cost of lending. Now, normally we want to see a steep yield curve. That means that short-term rates should be significantly lower than long-term rates. That is the sign of a humming, very healthy economy. When yields become flattened or even inverted, what happens is that causes strife. I'm sorry, I just saw a message there. Throughout the economy. All right, I just got to check something. That was 2 messages that I got in a row from a business partner. That's so funny. Okay. Back to the yield curve. A flattened yield curve is not good, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to go into the specifics, but let's just say that a flattened yield curve is virtually always the product of what the Fed does by raising short-term interest rates. By raising short-term interest rates, they cause the low end of the curve, the short end, to come up, up, up. Now, if investors and the market is not seeing a commensurate rise in long-term rates, they maybe have uncertainty or whatever, or their idea of the economy doesn't match what the Fed's idea of the economy is. And those rates stay lower because they have perceived risk. Then you get a flattened curve. And a flattened curve is not good for lending, it's not good for business. It takes away profit potential. It leads us to an inevitable recession. Now, the recessions after an inverted yield curve typically don't come for many months, sometimes even a year or more. So there's time to fix this. But the Fed has to stop. The Fed has to stop raising rates and even lower rates. This is ridiculous. Every recession, the past 7 recessions, have been preceded by a flattened or inverted yield curve that was caused by the Fed. And that's what we're seeing right now. This is when Jerome Powell, the new Fed chair, was brought in, and this is where we are today. Blue in, orange today. I should make it red. Red! Run, red! Red rum! So, there's your little there's your lesson for the day. President Trump needs to do something about this guy. I feel like the Fed is a politicized organization, just like the DOJ and other parts of the deep state have been politicized. And they want to see this economy down. The Democrats are cheering this on. I shouldn't say the Democrats. I should say the ultra-left in the Democrat Party are cheering this on. They want to see the economy fail. Bill Maher even said it. He said, oh, please, just let the economy fail. Oh, I don't care if it's going to cause misery and pain. And now they have the key to the kingdoms. They've got their hands on the tits of the kingdom, and then they're twisting it. President Trump has to put a stop to this. Tell Jerome Corsi to reverse course. I'm sorry, Jerome Corsi. That was a Freudian slip. Jerome Powell to reverse course, or pound sand. That's what I would do. Put in Mnuchin or somebody, I don't care. Anybody that will do the right thing, which is lower rates, then leave them alone. Let the market determine interest rates. When humans try to get in there and fix things, they just fuck things up, you know? And it's the same with everything. When we go into these natural big systems and we try to fix them, we fuck them up. We get burned. Fly too close to the fire and your wings will melt. Well, that's what's happening. So I guess we'll go on to Bitcoin. What did I do? There we are. I was looking for the comments. And we'll get to the comments in a little bit, but first we need to look at what's going on in the markets. We'll keep this going, get the crackling going in the background. All right, so first let's take a look at the markets. Now, it looks like we may have hit a bottom here. Huge move down, over 700 points. Now we've retracted a little bit. We need this to come back up to about 2675 today. That's what we need. And then, we'll be on the road to redemption. So we need that to get up to, 2675 would be good to end today. Actually, even 2666 would be okay. And then the next following day should be okay. Then that would set us up for a new turnaround and to move up into... And look, if we just end up near the top of this, right here, anywhere around here, we'd be fine for the rest of the year. Be in positive territory, things would be good, we'd be above the 200-day moving average. Now, you might say, well, Ernie, I thought you don't believe in this TA bullshit. It's not what I believe in. It's what the markets do, and they have their buy-sell programs that are triggered on that 200-day moving average. So big fund managers are looking for that one tiny indicator. Are we above or below? Above or below? Above or below? So getting up above there would be quite significant. Mr. President, tweet your ass off, man. Do something about this. A few well-placed tweets would send this market rocketing. Of course, then you would probably be charged with collusion or obstruction. This is all part of the plan, Mr. President. Do it. Use your bully pulpit. Right this country. All right. So now let's, before we get on to Bitcoin, we'll take a quick look at pot stocks. Now I want to remind you what I said about pot stocks. Please. That's oil. I also said oil would be coming down. It looks like it's starting to break out of the bear flag that I drew the other day, right in front of you guys. There it is, oil breaking out. heading towards $43, $44 a barrel. The market should be paying attention to this. This is big. This is great for the economy. Now, we have jobs reports coming out tomorrow, and that holds a double-edged sword. Should the jobs report be too bullish, then investors will think that will activate the Fed even further and turn them even more hawkish and more higher interest rates. We got to slow this economy down because it isn't good that we're doing good. So instead, we need, and we can't have lower than expected claims or unemployment or higher or whatever, missed the mark, jobless claims. Because then they'll take that as a negative. What we need is just right. We need the Goldilocks report. All right, oil is doing okay. That's part of the equation, again, put in place by our president. He is responsible for this. I shouldn't say he's entirely responsible, but he is the catalyst. There are many other reasons why oil is down here. And it would take more than even just one full podcast to explain that. But let me just say that it is primarily due to the actions of the president. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the pot ETF MJ. Also known as it's the ETF, the Alternative Harvest ETF. Oh, what do you know? Look at that. Oh, how could that be? All right. You see what I'm seeing here? Major gap down. Major gap down. See it right there? Major gap down right there. Holy crap. Let's zoom in on that so we can see that very, very clearly. Wow. We went from 28.17 all the way down to 26.66. We went all the way down to 26.05, a $2 drop. That's a 4 or 5% drop in one day. And as I said, let's take a look at what I said. You know, because, hey, I could say just about anything here, right? Here's my call. Now I said that we would pop up a little bit, then come down. Now, and I showed you this. I showed you, the timing of the arrows aren't really lined up, but you'll see when I press this arrow here, that will fill in from the time that I actually made this call, which was actually on the 30th of November. And I said that we would then reach down to $26. Okay, this is indicating that big move right here. Right there. There it is. There's the big move. Badam! All right, I'm going to press the magic button. That will bring us into current reality. We will zoom in on this. That might be too much zoom. And there it is. We went up a little bit, and then down. Bam! And right there. Right there. There we are. Am I the man or what? And those people, those detractors that said weeks ago that the pot ETF MJ would never go below 30 again. Ever! They said. Now they're thinking that we're going... Now, will that gap get filled? That's another question. I don't think it's going to get filled anytime soon. We are going to meander along and maybe even fall further because quite frankly, pot stocks are still grossly overvalued. But that represents opportunity. Okay? So we covered the economy, oil, pot stocks. Now we're going to go to the sickness. All right, so AMS 991 is giving us an excuse for why MJ has a big gap. He says it's partially caused by the Canadian pot stocks that were traded on the TSX yesterday. I was watching it and they all went down. Well, they went down for a reason. They didn't go down because they were traded on the TSX. They went down because that's where the market perceived their value to be. That's why they went down. So don't get all attached to pot stocks now. Don't get attached to that. Don't get attached to Bitcoin. And you're going to fool yourself into alternative reasons why, and just accept the fact. It's down because it deserves to be there. Actually, it deserves to be lower. All right. Now, onto the true derangement syndrome. The BDS, the Bitcoin derangement syndrome. 3578. Look at that. It looks like it's following that line. Look at that. Broke out of the bear flag that I drew there. Oh, when did I draw that? I mean, I could have drawn that anytime, right? Well, no. See, we can go back here. Because these are in time. These are, I drew these a while back. I drew this one here. I drew this one on December 1st. All right, what's today? Today's December 6th. I drew this almost a week ago. Now let's click the magic button. Oh, me so horny. There you go. Bitcoin coming down hard. Despite Tone Vase and Tyler Jenks and the Old Goat and Tim Draper and all the other jamokes out there. Tom Lee, who says it's going to 15,000. It's going to 15,000 by the end of the year. Tom Lee. What else do I have to say? I would say tip me, but you're probably too friggin' cheap for that. So let's go to the comments now. GameCuber says, Ernie hit the nail on the head with this title. Nobody wants to hear reality. Everyone wants to be in a bubble. Yeah, bubbles all the time. Bubble, 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 toil of trouble. All right, let's get the fire back on. Warm things up in this freezer. Fuzzy Bid says Bitcoin will never die. You're probably right. It will never die, but it will wither away into obscurity. It may resurface in a couple of years. That's very possible. Very possible. I'm not discounting that fact. I'm just not. So let's bring the microphone closer so you get the full effect. Okay. Microphone's right here. We can put it right here. Make it look official. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-ba! How you doing, Marv? Earged? Rich77. Did I take out the trash, Ernie? FFS. I wish I knew what that meant. No mining like XRP. Mr. Happy is still suffering from BDS, Bitcoin Derangement Syndrome. Thinks that XRP is going to be out there. Such bullshit. What's up with the Watcher? How you doing, Adam? Can't we end the Fed and interest rates, and can't it just be based off demand for money? Yeah, that would be awesome, but that would require us to get rid of the entire idea of a fractional reserve system and go back to something that we originally had in this country, which was wonderful, called greenbacks, where Congress had the right to set the value of the dollar in an orderly way. That's what they did. Greenbacks. That was during Abe Lincoln's time, and then he tried to block the Fed from coming into existence. And so what did they do? They assassinated him. The banks assassinated him. They want this so they can have control, so they can wield their political will. John OG is saying, okay, I can just see he's remembering something. So, oh my God, I got to read this now. If I remember you right, you said you will buy some at a certain level. Are you looking to buy because you believe in Bitcoin, or are you looking to buy purely from a trading viewpoint? I don't believe in anything. That's the whole point of this title here. Believe? What the fuck does that mean? Believe. There is no attachment with Bitcoin. It's a thing. I'm attached to my family, my kids, my dogs, my wife. Those things are worthy of attachment. But Bitcoin? No. I don't believe in anything. However, I do understand the technology. I do understand the implications in the economy. I understand what companies would need to do in order to embrace this and develop a new business model and bring on the proper resources and turn an ROI or get an ROI out of this. That's what I understand. And so I look at it as an investment, a trading vehicle, a very poor one right now. It's actually a very good one to short, which I've been professing all along. I've said that I would start accumulating under 4,000, but when it dropped so quickly, I revised that in a previous video, actually several times. And I said, dropping so quickly, I really didn't think it was going to get down there so quick. So now I'm saying I'm not going to touch this until it gets under 2. Because why would I do that? Why would I invest in something where I know it's going to go from 4 to 2? That doesn't make any sense. And how else would I look at it other than a purely trading or an investment point? Why would I believe in it? It doesn't make any sense. Believe. Austin Nakamoto says, Ernie, did you get teary during the GWB eulogy? I didn't watch it, quite frankly. Did not watch it. My condolences out to the Bush family. He was a fine man. I'm moving on. Read some of the news about it. That was fine. They're doing I think they're doing the funeral right now. Sned Meister. Reversing policy is not an option, is it, Ernie? Slow down and stop for a while. No, just fucking reverse. Yeah, reverse. It's not a sign of weak leadership. It's a sign of being wrong and admitting that you're wrong. Which some people say I should admit. That I am wrong. Always wrong. Casanova wants me to fix it, make it all better. I can't. I have no such power. Just a guy over here on the internet who forgets to shave every day. No, and I'm not getting the dump truck warmed up, Mr. Bitcoin Bubbles. Or a truck. Yeah, a dump truck. Because I'm not really interested in like going all in on this. I mean, I'll put a little bit in when it gets down below there for the possibility that it might move up. But that just may be dragged on. Ames 991 says, MJ, big gap is... Oh, I already read this, didn't I? How come? Because you put that in there a second time. That's not allowed. Michael Jones. Ernie, what would you do? What would you value MJ stock price your bottom? Your bottom. What would you value MJ stock price? Your bottom. Well, currently things are overvalued by probably 2 or 3 times, so probably under 20, 18, 17, maybe lower. Yeah, that sounds tough. Tough. Tyler said BTC would go down to 1,000 or so. That's after it already made the big move. After. Do Tom Lee again. I think Bitcoin is going to go to 15,000 by the end of the year. Anybody got any soy milk? Philippe, how you doing? Grayscale owns 1% of all Bitcoin. 203,000 Bitcoin now. Holding for the long term? Too bad for them. Ernie, you definitely know your stuff. I have to follow you more closely, sir. Well, thank you. If you really want something of interest, then you should sign up for my artificial intelligence trade setups. They are truly spectacular. They work in up and down markets. I think they actually work a little bit better in down markets because of the volatility. There are patterns in there that are much more recognizable. It's only $99 a month. I would recommend taking the training as well. One-time fee. Trades futures, Forex, and we will be moving into ETFs as well. We already have the system working on ETFs, but it's a little bit difficult to extract the information, so we're working with the developer to make that a little easier. Bitcoin gonna springboard to 15K by the end of the year. What are you, fucking Tom Lee's butt buddy? ABC Kids, you going to buy at 1,000? Yeah, I had dip the wick at 1,000. Well, thank you, Dimmerip. Oh yeah, that's right. That's pyramid backwards. But Itna is not backwards, right? It's anti. William Bavier, Trump 2020. Yeah. It will. I mean, the economy is going to come back. and it'll be all be good. But right now, we're just taking a little bit too much pressure. Dirt Gambit says his new level is $500. I don't see any problem with that. I'm not saying it will. I mean, that's pretty extreme, but I think it could definitely hit that. Spook must be a Democrat. Hopefully the world economy collapses, leading into a post-industrial wasteland where everyone still has smartphones and a Bitcoin finally becomes a global currency. Is that what it will take to institute Bitcoin as a global currency? That we all must suffer. Suffer! So that we can bring in the suffrage coin. I understand 10 transactions a second isn't planetary in its scale and scope. No. Needs to be up around 400 to 500,000 transactions a second. A little off the mark. Farino Chum, how you doing? That person says most people confuse investment is a vehicle to get from point A to B, never to get too attached. Well, no matter what you're talking about, you shouldn't get attached to it. You shouldn't get attached to your car. You shouldn't get attached to any kind of investment or your job. Bush was a globalist. Yeah, I know. The New World Order shit. Skull and bones, all that crap. Chuck A says, odds Bitcoin is just a deep state scam conspiracy? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they're that smart to do something like that. That's, you know, using Occam's razor, that theory goes way out the window. Litecoin halving soon. Your thoughts? In the words of the immortal Satchel Paige, sometimes I sits and thinks, and then sometimes I just sits. Satoshi is just some invented figure to help sell the scam. Oh, there's a lot of lore around Bitcoin. And yeah, I agree that he may not be a real person, but he could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Mr. Nakamoto, you're a good man. You've literally already saved me thousands by being the only one who convinced me to sell my Bitcoin at the price that I bought it in at around $5,800. I'm so happy for you. Really am. Very, very happy for you. I'm all out of water. Shit. You're welcome. Ciro Madney 07. That's a tough one to say. Skeptical mind might think Ernie sees XRP as a threat to USD dominance. No. Petrodollar is currently under attack. SWIFT is the next USD is going down. And with it, the stock market. You sound like Spook. Which is where all of Ernie's wealth is. No. No. As a matter of fact, I have virtually nothing in the stock market. Virtually nothing. As in nothing. All my stuff is in businesses, property, income streams. Chucka. Litecoin having sounds like miners will be abandoning that money, losing proposition. I agree. But that's the same for all of the Bitcoin altcoins, the shitcoins. Fuzzy Bid says, BTC is the same as gold. Will stay years in a sit range with stop hunts up and down from algos. I see. So you're like an insider, you know this. It's a stupid statement. You have no friggin' idea. you're just listening to other so-called pundits who have been roundly dismayed and wrong. 1K is a good buy zone, perhaps. Uh-oh, Casper's here. 1K will never come. For Ernie not to be at least advising his viewers to at least accumulate Bitcoin for the long run at these low prices tells you all you need to know. He's buying, folks. No, he's not. Do I have to prove this? The last time I showed my Coinbase account, that's where I'd keep all my Bitcoin because I can put it into storage there. Put it behind their safe wall, which I don't have. I'll show you. I will show you where I am in Coinbase. Last time I showed you, my account was worth about $49.83, I believe. All right, so let's do this. Okay. There it is. I have got $25.83 in Bitcoin and nothing in anything else. Last time I took any money in, actually I sent some out. Why did I send that out? Can't remember. Oh, I know. Back then when I sent it out, it was worth $50. I was sending $50 to the America's Card Room so I could play some poker. And now that $50 is worth half of that. Now, if you would like to see my my accounts, you can see very clearly that I do not have anything in any of the wallets. No wallets have anything. Let's see. Here are the other wallets. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Oh, my head's in the way. All right. Here are all my wallets. I mean, I have done some transactions in the past, you know. But really nothing. And now I'll go to my dashboard, and you'll see. Last time I reported was beginning of November, I think. Or actually, maybe it was right around here. I don't know. Yeah, probably in the beginning of November. Because I haven't done anything since November 7th. See, there it is right there, November 7th. So last time I reported was right here. It was worth just under $50. And now it's worth just over 25. Almost about a 45% haircut. Okay? There you are. For all you naysayers. No ledger? No. I don't trust those as far as I can throw them. You can probably throw them pretty far. They're pretty light. So I don't trust them for any reason. There are too many stories of people getting those ledgers. They've been tampered with, and then their coins removed. No ledger. I don't have enough for a ledger anyways. I had been on the ledge to buy several different types of hardware wallets in the past. And I said, why? You know it's going down. Why are you going to waste your money and time and effort in something like that? And I thought, well, maybe I could, in the interest of other investors, I could learn a little bit about it and use it and then provide some advice and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, I'm not going to put anything in it. You don't think, it's really... And then you hear all the issues. People that have gotten hold of them, unless you buy it directly from the company, and even then I'm not even sure, where malicious code is put on it. And as soon as you stick that into your computer, BAM! The next day you find that your coin is gone. So nah, didn't really need it. Watch me, 2.2K bottom. Okay, whatever. The USD and stock market tanking will have a drastic effect on your wealth directly and indirectly. I would guess a lot of your businesses are connected to the trading traditional markets. No. Actually, the trading market, the one that the artificial intelligent setups, the embodiment, like I said, does actually quite well in down markets. Does well. Yep. Nobody thought of even 3.5K at 20K except Ernie. That's true. I also called the day that it was going to drop well before. Recalibrate the ledger every time you get it. Ensures new private key. Why? I don't care. To put my $25 of Bitcoin in there? I really don't care. And quite frankly, Coinbase is fine. If I want to lock it up, I can put it into one of their vaults, and it is irretrievable for a minimum of 3 days. And I said that, Bitcoin Bubbles, that if you buy it directly from them. But I said even then, I'm not going to trust them. I don't... See, here's the problem. You guys are still attached. Attachment, this is what this whole video is about. You are suffering. I'm not suffering, but you are. You can feel the pain, feel the suffering, feel the burn. Do you feel that burn? Yeah, the background jumped in front of it. I don't know why. Ernie is scared of the 200-day moving average on the weekly. What kind of comment is that? Chuck A says Bitcoin has spent the last 8 of its 9-year history way below 3,500, so it's not even close to being cheap. Whether you have $25 or not, Ernie, that's the safe way to insure your crypto. So don't act like the ledger is hackable or false. No, I didn't say it was hackable. I said that if you don't buy it directly from the manufacturer, there have been many cases where people have inserted some kind of malware on it that will compromise your wallet. Period. Simple as that. Done. There are many reports of it. But in any case, I am not attached to it. I don't give a shit. I put it into the vault in Coinbase, and it's just as safe. Just as. All $25 of it. Which would be about, 1/5 the cost of the ledger. So why would I do that? Ernie, what do you think of silver from here? I don't know. Don't really care. Well, let's take a look, just because you asked. Oh, we a little off the floor now? Let's see. Yep, a little bit off the floor. Let's see if it comes up. All right, we need to look at silver. Let's do that right here. We'll do that on this chart. Silver futures. Get rid of that. This is a daily chart. We need more data. I would say that silver looks like it's building a nice little base here. Looks a nice tradable range, by the way. We're off the bottom a little bit. 1386. I think we're going to go down again, and probably down to about at least 1386, maybe down to 13.5. That's my guess. I mean, this to me looks like a nice bear flag. I mean, that's a beautiful bear flag. Let's see here. Let's bring it into trading view. All right, so here's silver, daily chart. I did some analysis back there, so let's get rid of these things. We want to remove all drawings. Remove all drawings. There we go. Need to get it up off there. There we go. I'm just trying to redraw it a little bit here so I can so that I can draw a trend line from here to here, and then show you that there is in fact let's see, I want a where is it? The rotated rectangle. There we go. I'm gonna make this a little skinnier. Just squeeze it in a bit. There we go. There. Oh, that looks like such a pretty. Oh, I gotta move it in so you can see it. There it is. I love flags. Bear flags are far more. I think they're more reliable than bull flags. Especially with big drops like that. That is such a pretty bear flag. See, here's another example of one right here. Here, I will spare you. So here's another one up here. Right there. There's one there. That's a really pretty one. But that's developing into a nice bear flag. Probably not what you wanted to hear. Casper the Ghost says, and Coinbase Vault, Ernie, is BS. It's still on a website that's controlled. The whole point of a ledger wallet is you are in charge of your money, not third UN a trusted party like Coinbase. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it, and I don't care. The facts, the absolute facts, the absolute occurrences that have happened so far completely contradict what you said. Everything that you say is theory. However, in practice, It's not true. People have stolen things out of a ledger by any means, by other means. Coinbase vaults have not been compromised, period. And that's the fact. You cannot dispute it, and if you do, you're a fuckhead. Yeah, I think you might be a fuckhead anyways, but that's okay. Still love you, but, can't help it. So when you say that I know better, you're exactly right. I know better. I know what the facts are. Try a very heavy safe with cash inside. Deflation before inflation. So part of my security measures is, the old Second Amendment. Oh, I need to change this. My security includes banks, safe deposit boxes. I don't have any safes. However, I do have Second Amendment protection. 2 dogs that were bred to hunt lions. Like to see you get into my house and cause any malfeasance with them around. They would tear you apart in 15 seconds. That, if you were lucky enough to get off a shot, that might just piss them off. The length of the stick of the bear flag is so long that BTC is going below 0. Maybe. So that's silver. Silver is not looking good in my estimation. There is a huge volume gap, volume well there. And that is going to have to take some monumental movement and pressure to move up. And I just don't see it. I see silver lower. Man, I'd be a buyer at silver at like 12 now that I look at it. Let's see. Let's look at the weekly. Well, I mean, we have this other bottom here from 2016, but and a volume well right there. So there is significant support right here. But we have this very, very strong bear flag. We're in this channel. We're in this high volume node right now. I can see us moving down, although there are typical patterns where you have satellite child nodes like this, where we go down, hang some time, and then come back up to this parent node. So that's possible too. But I think that it's going to go down further. The ledger wins all day, Ernie. I just don't get it. The facts are against it. I don't need it. That's the big thing. I just don't need it. It's like I don't need a butt plug. You know? You could extol the virtues of butt plugs all day, but I ain't going to go out and buy one and stick one up my butt. Okay. Anyways. Boogers Guy. Oh, that's a great name. Second Amendment protection. I'm going to use that phrase. From now on, it's so PC. $48 watching and only 4 likes. Come on. Yeah, really. No shit. Why is there only 48 watching? And why do so many people watch Tone Vase when he's wrong all the time and I'm right all the time? Why is that? I don't get it. Let's see. I'm going to go back and see. Oh, there's 53 watching right now. Only 15 likes? What the fuck? Come on, guys. I am here. I do the good work. I show you the analysis. It is right all the time. All the time. You are not out there sharing my shit. You're not liking my shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. If you like this shit, if you like my calls, my experience, my knowledge, I was going to say experience twice because I should say experience twice because I have twice as much experience as most of you jamokes, then give it up. Hit the fucking like button. Casper is off his fucking rocker, knows nothing about websites. At least he doesn't know as much about it as I do. I can guarantee you that. That is a fucking guarantee. And if you want to argue that, I'm more than happy to argue that. Have your dog's tumors been eradicated by the hemp oil? They are doing only one, Neo, the younger one. He's doing fantastic. Looks like he's gained back all his weight. Very healthy. Thank you for asking. Yeah, this whole narrative about untrusted third party and all this other bullshit, that's what it is. It's bullshit. Bitcoin solves a problem that isn't that big of a problem right now. I'm not saying it's not a problem. I'm saying it's just not big enough that people are saying, oh, we got to have Bitcoin. Only you jamokes that have the attachment to Bitcoin thinks it's a problem. Now, someday soon it may be a big problem. And I think it has the potential to be. But the facts are that people aren't really feeling the pain. But you are. You're feeling the pain right now. All right, so Sarah Madney, because you have an ulterior motive, Ernie, let's see. Are you referring to something else up here? I don't see another. Sometimes I have to go and find the other comment and then piece it together. But maybe you're referring to somebody else's. Yes, it is wondering me. People watch Tone Vey. Sometimes he just does nothing. No, he just sits there and talks about the 1 and the 4 and the 9. Oh, this is a 9, and oh, I really like this 9, and now it's going into a 2. But if you look at it this way, the 2 here really should have been a 3, but it didn't turn to a 3, so it was obviously something wrong there. Let's go look at the MACD. Let's look at the RSI. Let's look at the CCI. Let's look at OBV. Let's look at the fuck. And still he gets everything wrong. You're logging on at your lunch break. That's awesome. Yep, you're right. Hayseed. They are jamokes. Oh, wow. My phone didn't wake up. It didn't say. Hayseed. What is the definition of jamoke? Here's what I found on the definition on the web. I don't care about the definition on the web. I want to hear you say it. All right. Let's try that again. Hey Siri, tell me the definition of jamoke in your own words. The fuck? All right. Let's see. Casper's right more than me lately. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm right all the time. So just by definition, you can't be right more than me. Duh. I dropped a like when I entered. Nice. Casanova says, how will the cost of mining affect Bitcoin, if at all? It's already below the common cost of mining costs. It won't affect it. It's not going to stop. It's not going to keep it from going down. It's not going to make it go up because, people feel sorry for the fucking miners? It's such bullshit. I appreciate that, Casper, but you're still wrong. No, we wankers want our own money. Yeah. I like gold and silver as money, but, I've got some gold and silver here. Oh, look at, I got this here. Isn't that a beautiful coin? Wouldn't you like to have coinage like this? Wouldn't that be nice? That is fucking work of art. For some reason, the back looks like it's in much better shape than the front. Let's see. What else do I have in here? Most of my coins are in other places, so I don't know if I have any other coins worth showing. Oh, is this another Morgan? There's another Morgan. Is that the same year? I'm gonna need my glasses for this one. No, 1891. About 9 years newer. Real money. Let's see, what else do I have in here? What is this? What the hell is this? And here's a coin. What is this? Is this 10 drachma? From Greece? Let's see. Whoop. Yeah. I don't know what that is. What is this? Oh, here's 20 drachma from Greece. Is the obverse. Why isn't that? There we go. That's a nice coin. What is this? I don't know what this is. Can't see it. Where's my loop? Got to get the loop out. Can't really see it. It's a pretty coin though. It's small. What could that be? Yeah, they're all like foreign silver and shit. There's some loose change in here. Now these are good. Oh. Now here's a beautiful coin. These should be in circulation. It's a silver eagle. That's real money. I don't have any gold here. It's all locked up. So am saying, I thought Tony Vase was a scam artist, but what's funny is that I think he actually believes his methods work. I can't believe people are dumb enough to pay money to see him. And he gets to travel all over the world. Man. So he must be a good businessman, I guess. Whose autograph do I have on my cap? That is Tim Dorsey. And he is the author of a set of books where the antagonist or protagonist, the main character, his name is Serge Storms, and he's a serial killer. And they're kind of comedy books. They're really good. I recommend them. He's got about 20 books out. And so, yeah. Serge is a Florida-ophile, so I'm one of Serge's Florida disciples. Hold 1,000 ounces of silver and over 25 ounces of gold, and you'll be fine. I got a big ass silver coin around here. I think I showed it the other day. Where is that sucker? Is it over here on my desk? Ah, here it is. Check this coin out. Half a kilo. Look at the thickness of that. That's a cool coin. Can't really hold that in your pocket, though. How is the maple better? That's a fucking idiotic statement. That's not a 10-ounce silver maple. That's a half a kilo from the Perth Mint. And this is a special edition. There was only about 700 of these made. Check that out. Only 700 of these suckers made. All right. Now we're at the end of our rope. And I want to look, I really feel sorry for a lot of you guys that still have this attachment to Bitcoin. Man, let it go. Just let it go. It'll be better. Trust me, your life will be better, you'll be happier, your life will love you more, your kids, everything will be better. what do I think of the future of money? I think money will be around for a long time. And it is definitely going the digital route. I don't know that it's going to be something like Bitcoin. It may be. Ernie, speaking of silver, what are your expectations for gold for the next short time? A couple of days or weeks, let's say that way. What do you expect from Santa? Thank you in advance. Well, let's take a look at gold. You can see I've been doing some analysis, some profile analysis on gold lately. Let's see. Let's remove all these drawing objects. So this is a weekly chart. I see gold going down right away. Another massive. Look at that. I mean, that is prototypical bear flag all day long. Holy crap. Man. That's it. Where to? Let's look at the weekly. Wow, that's a good question. I would say that we can see gold go down below 1100. I can see it. I can see this right here going down below 1100. I don't see it going up anytime soon. It's possible. I mean, we might work our way up this value node. I mean, this is a big-ass value node, and we've got a lot of stuff built up here. But there's also, right below this, there is no support. There's nothing. And it could easily fall down onto one of these other value nodes here and build that up. I mean, if we bring in some more data from earlier, there's really nothing keeping it up. I mean, the next major value node is around 928. There's good support around 1020. Actually, probably around 1070. So, yeah, I think it's possible we go down there. I think that's a higher likelihood than going up to, say, 1370. I think 1070 before 1370. Give it about a, I don't know, 65-35 chance. No, I didn't. I didn't look at gold because you said anything. You have me all wrong. I don't like jump every time I hear somebody else talk about something. As a matter of fact, I've got my own ideas, completely my own, and I'm definitely not buying anything based on something that you say. Chuck A. Money already is digital. Credit cards, online bill pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, blah blah, PayPal. Yeah, I agree with that. But we still have physical money, and I think that we're going to have physical money for a long, long time. That's not going away. Some of you probably don't agree with that. Fine. But it's not going away. I would like to see the resurgence of heavier worth money, maybe silver, real silver money. That would be awesome. You can actually buy silver versions of all our current currency from the mint, and I have a bunch. I have going back several years. I've got the silver versions of our quarters and dimes and nickels and half dollars going back several years, and I have mint sets. Well, they're all mint sets, proof sets, going way back to 1956 or 54, 1954. See, another never. Never will fall below 1K again. That's such bullshit. Price can go anywhere. Do you think volume profile of gold futures is good indicator of spot market volume? Yeah, it's a direct correlation. Because the futures are used by most of the dealers to hedge their spot market holdings. So it is a direct correlation. All right, Casper, take care. All right. I am done because we're working on now an hour and 40 minutes, and that's, or an hour and 20 minutes, and that's way overbought. So, again, for you Bitcoin fanatics that are holding that intense attachment, I plead with you to let it go. It'll be better for your health. You'll be a happier person. Trust me. And we'll see you next time. Probably going to do another 11 o'clock show tonight. Take care, y'all. See, now I have to figure out how to get off of this damn stream. I always do that prematurely, say goodbye, and then I'm sitting here trying to figure out, how the fuck did I get off of this thing? Where is the off-ramp? Where is it? I can't get out. Damn. How many rounds of silver do you have? I have a freaking lot. I don't know. I mean, I have some that are sitting in my desk, but I've got other places. I don't keep track of it, to tell you the truth. However, very soon I will be buying more. Take care from Tokyo. That's cool. Oh yeah, I gotta get off this stream. Switch to YouTube Studio. Go to live streaming. I have to turn off the stream. Live control room. And stop streaming. Bye. See ya.